Who is building the future of business? Who is powering today's economic engine? It's the hardworking, innovative, thriving, small and mid-sized businesses that are at the heart of the modern digital economy. It's you.
In the busy world today, obviously our customers, the key thing is to save time and money.
We think of the voice of the customer as the voice of our business.
And they expect our products and our services to be working 100% of the time, no matter what's going on in the world.
You can't grow a business if you can't get information on a timely basis. Information drives everything.
You know what tools you need. Tools that empower every person to solve real-world needs, everyday challenges. Solutions that free you to create, anticipate. Technology that is built to be adaptive, connected, collaborative, and you know what makes all this work.
With Acumatica, we have a company, not just the software, that was built around collaboration.
We're not a number. Acumatica listens to their partners.
They're always willing to help, and that's why I think our partnership is so strong.
Any questions that I've had have been answered by people from around the world. The Acumatica community is much bigger than you think, and it's growing every day.
You are the core of a powerful community, driven to find better ways to work, helping us redefine business management software for everyone. Who is building the future of business? We are, together.
Please welcome Acumatica's Chief Executive Officer, John Case.
Fantastic. It's different than the rehearsals. There's actually people here. So different. Look, I am so excited to be here. I've been looking forward to this day and really this moment for so many months. When I started at Acumatica last year, I knew I had so much to learn. I had to get to know the product and the people and the company and the partners. And so I had to kind of embark on a bit of a journey, a bit of a tour. And I had to get to know the team. I had to get to know the people that worked at the company. I had to travel to places like Columbus, Ohio, and Montreal, Canada, Belgrade, Serbia, it turns out, all kinds of places. And that was incredibly, incredibly powerful. I got to see partners all over the country, all over the world, all types. Newest partners, oldest partners, VARs, ISVs, OEMs. That was fantastic. Most importantly, I got to visit and talk to customers, dozens of customers all over the place. Places like Florida, Texas, Georgia, California, of course, Washington. And that just spoke to me so deeply. And you may not know, my previous company was actually a customer of Acumatica. I was a user of the product. I thought I understood it a little bit. But actually, my understanding was really, really incomplete. My biggest learning from this tour was the community, the passion, the things that bind us. Every company says they have a great community. Every company says, you know, ours is different, ours is thriving, our ecosystem is thriving. And some of those stories stretch the truth. But at Acumatica, that story is so real. I'm consistently amazed by the joint passion that we here in this room and online have for what's happening with our customers, the impact we have on businesses, and the excitement we have for what's to come. I was talking to a manufacturing customer last week, and he said, John, when you buy into Acumatica, it's so much more than the product. And that could not be more true, and I love that sentence. So, with that said, welcome to Summit 2023. We're so happy to see you. Thank you. So why are we all here? The Summit is this culmination of everything that makes Acumatica unique. It's where we build that community. It's where we exchange ideas and thoughts. It's where we discuss our shared vision for how to help customers. Inside the company, we've been talking about that a lot. And we're working on a new rallying cry, something that represents how we feel about that. I want to share that with you today because you're going to hear it from me and then from other people. This new rallying cry that we're talking about to get us motivated to work with you more. And that rallying cry is this: building the future of business together. It symbolizes all of these things that make our joint effort unique. And the summit, this day, these next 2 days, and then through the training the rest of the week, is this key touch point in our ongoing dialogue. It's defined by the customer voices that drive us. It's the chance for all of us to learn from the entire community, customers, partners, and people. And we could not be more happy to host you and bring that to you. We're gathering today at a unique time, really, if you think about the last year. It's been quite a year. Economic uncertainty, record inflation, you name it, changing business realities. So how are our customers, how are businesses responding and coping? What are they thinking about? There was recently a survey of 700 small and medium businesses in the United States. And they asked these companies, what are you thinking about? What are you worried about? And it's exactly what you'd expect. It's inflation that they weren't expecting. It's the threat of a potential, I said potential, recession. It's supply chain challenges. It's talent shortages, all these things. That's what the customers are thinking about. So any technology investment they make has to be smart enough to help these businesses cope with those issues. And remember, at Acumatica, that's where we've chosen to focus, on these kinds of customers, these small and medium enterprises. We believe we can help these customers, many of you are here, navigate these challenges. But I think it's also really interesting to think about the size and scope of that customer community. Who are these businesses? Let's start with an understanding of just how important they are to the economic world around us. They're the lifeblood of communities, and regional economies especially. There are 32 million businesses in the United States alone of less than 500 employees. It's a huge potential in that space. Those companies drive 2/3 of all new jobs, which is an incredible number. They drive almost 45% of the US GDP. And they're not just large, they're actually incredibly productive and innovative. For small businesses that conduct R&D, which isn't every small business, but for those that do, they're 50% more effective at getting patents than larger companies. These companies are not just large and growing and driving the economy, they're creating all kinds of innovation, thousands and thousands of patents. So how can we, as Acumatica and the community, reach these companies, make their users more productive, help them with their business issues? Well, it goes right back again to our community, that thriving, growing community that all of us are a part of. And we all work together to do it. I mean, it's certainly our partners who have deep knowledge of things like industries like construction and manufacturing and distribution. It's developers who are using our platform to extend and customize tools and enrich user experiences. And increasingly, it's customers who contribute to our community with their own knowledge and best practices and experiences and success. And that's an incredible phenomenon. And we'll talk more about data on this community later. But I think that's really how we go out and reach this market. So how are we doing? What's happening with Acumatica? What's our scope? Where are we going? I want to announce something for you today. This year, 2022, we flew past 10,000 customers. That's right. I just think that's an incredible milestone for a testament to the work the team has put in and all the partners, everyone for the last decade and more. 10,000 organizations using and interacting and learning from the Acumatica technology. But it's not just the number of customers, the activity that represents is enormous. At our current size, this year, 132 million annual logins to Acumatica, 840 million annual transactions, business transactions in the ERP system, which represents $250 billion of business activity. That is stunning. And by the way, no security breaches, 5 nines of uptime. That to me is a cloud at scale accelerating. That's right. That's right. And we of course are incredibly proud of that growth, and we could not do it without the people in this room and watching us online. But we also have to think about the implications of that, the opportunities. What are the ways we can manage that? Well, Acumatica, as you know, is pretty unique in the ERP business in certain ways. One way is that we have a first-hand understanding of the real growth challenges of a medium-sized enterprise. We are like you. We can relate to what you're thinking. We run our entire business on our product, just like many of you do. And while growth is a key indicator of our success, it's not the only one. One of the things we ask ourselves constantly, how do we manage growth without turning our back on our principles? How do we manage growth and keep our focus on customer success? Of course, we want to grow. And as you can see, we're growing rapidly. But can we do that without changing the essence of who we are and how we treat customers and partners? I've spoken to many of you, and you're thinking about the same things. How do you manage these consequences? You're not alone. We're thinking about it too. One of the tangible ways we've represented our commitment to these values historically has been our customer bill of rights. Many of you are familiar with this. We took a fresh look at it. And today I want to show you what I'm going to call our new and improved customer bill of rights. This is the new way we're going to promise things to the community and to our customers based on the current business environment. And today it's being released. It'll appear on our website. You can go check it out. We've added new things. Our commitment to security, free professional online training. We've clarified certain things. Like, for example, we believe you own your data in usable models now and forever. And we've kept many of the things that made it so good in the first wave. Things like hidden agreements with no hidden fees, great agreements with hidden fees. Posting this is now on our website. You can go look at it. I encourage you to read it, understand the detail, think about it. It's how we want to signal our intent to you to remain committed to our principles. We think this Bill of Rights is unique in our industry, and we hope this gives you assurances as you think about continuing to deepen your work with Acumatica. Thank you. Thank you. So let's talk about how we're going to spend our time this morning and over the next couple of days. We're going to do three things for the rest of this session. First, we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate that community, talk about customers and customer voices, and recognize success. We're also going to discover what's the latest in the product, best practices, innovations. And we're going to imagine where technology can take us and the impact we can have together. Over the next 2 days, me, my team, and you really are here to listen and learn from each other. And the better we do with that, the better we share, our work's just going to get better for the next year. And we're so fortunate to work with great customers around the world, but today we're going to introduce you to 3 of them. And these three customers have great stories of business success and impact. And to get that conversation started, please welcome Sanket Akarkar.
Hello, Acumatica Summit, and thank you, John. Well, Acumatica's approach to helping customers achieve success in their business is based on a 3-part process. It starts off with first identifying what are the pain points that customer is having. It then goes to identifying what the challenges that they are specifically trying to overcome. And then thirdly, it's about identifying what's the technology that's best suited to overcome those challenges. Now, John just talked about the importance that our community plays in really making that happen and driving that process. So what I'm going to talk about is the success and achievements of our community in 2022, but probably more importantly, what brings it to life? What makes it real? So I can't think of a better way to get that started in terms of what makes it real than with a customer story. So let me introduce you to Inspirus. Inspirus is in the business of employee engagement. Their mission is to bring joy to work, one experience at a time. They've been doing this for 100 years, and they've got over 500,000 of employees that they're helping to drive success across their customer base. And now, to join me and to help to understand how Acumatica helped to modernize Inspirus' operations, I'm joined by their CEO, Tatiana Frierson. Hi, Tatiana. Thank you so much for joining us. Great to have you here.
Thank you for inviting me to share the Inspirus story and our Acumatica implementation journey.
Awesome, wonderful. So first, I think it'd be great for you to give the audience here a picture of what Inspirus does and why it matters.
Well, as we all know, employees play a large part in defining a company's culture. And when employees feel connected, have a sense of belonging, and feel valued, they're more engaged and they're more productive. And Inspirus is a SaaS and services company that helps organizations harness the full power of potential of your most important asset, and that's your people. And as we know, people is what drives an organization success in success and drives innovation and ultimately the culture. So we are a go-to resource for recognition and engagement solutions. And we tie recognition. Recognition affects employee happiness, which ultimately affects employee engagement. So just as you were saying, I'm so proud. Inspirus technology brings joy to work. One experience at a time.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And I know that when we first talked and you shared with me, you came in as CEO, you had not moved to Acumatica,
right?
But you were facing some business challenges. What were the business challenges you faced?
Well, we often at Inspirus, we talk about our journey from Model T to Ferrari. When I first started, we had a 38-year-old financial system, 38, it was a green screen. And in my first week, I asked, hey, I'd like to get a customer P&L.
Yeah.
And the team looked at me with a deer in the headlights and said, that's not going to happen. Add-on, which was the platform. couldn't provide. It couldn't aggregate. It just aggregated at the top level, couldn't aggregate it at the customer level. So that was an indicator that I needed to embark on a major initiative, and that was to, look at a proper financial ERP process. And so we started an evaluation process. We looked at all the players. We looked at SAP, NetSuite, Sage, Acumatica, and several others, and did an extensive review and evaluation. And the team selected AIM Solutions to implement Acumatica.
Awesome.
So why did we do that? Well, Acumatica had an intuitive design. It checked the box in terms of enterprise scalability, and its flexible pricing model really was a perfect fit for where we were in our journey to help evolve and transform our business.
Oh, that's awesome. And I know that you wanted to make sure that you could get what you needed out of the system. So what challenges then did Acumatica help you overcome?
Well, I now have a customer P&L.
Yay!
So,
How awesome is that?
That's huge. We also, it's a cloud-based platform, so we integrated our ERP operational processes. And I have to say, we had a great partner with AIM Solutions who helped us navigate the hurdles of our existing legacy processes and plan out a solid roadmap how to implement and create those wins along the way. So Acumatica is accelerating our transformation.
That's amazing. What a great story. So now I know you selected Acumatica. There's probably a few folks here that are thinking about it. What advice would you give them if they're choosing Acumatica versus other ERPs?
Well, consider your implementation partner. Your implementation partner, and their relationship with Acumatica, and also the relationship with your team, because they're going to stay with you along the way. So that's number one. Of course, price is always a consideration. And then thirdly is we did an extensive evaluation, a technical evaluation that my CIO and my CFO did at the leadership level, but I brought the team, the downline organization, the users in the company to evaluate it from a user perspective. And that helped with the buy-in of the implementation.
That's amazing. Leveraging your team to make a decision, that's fabulous. It's exactly what your company's about, so it makes so much sense. Now, I know that you have a very special offer to provide everyone here in the audience and our online audience. Would you care to share?
Yes. For any firm and attending this event in person or virtually, and signs up for our Connects Social or Connects Plus platform, we're waiving the onboarding and implementation fee, which is a value up to $9,500. And so the QR code, go to the QR code. I'm going to be here, happy to talk to you and help you guys with your recognition programs.
It's wonderful. Thank you, Tatiana. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Thanks.
it.
It's great. I'd encourage all of you to take a closer look at Inspirus and how you can leverage them to recognize your employees and teams around the world. So let's get back to talking about our community. As John talked about earlier, Acumatica's growth and success is uniquely built on the principle of having a strong and robust community. It takes all of us. It takes our partners, our customers, developers, really working together to make us stronger together. And this was particularly important in 2022 when there was a ton of uncertainty, but we came through it successfully, and we were stronger together. And how as a community are we stronger together? Well, we're stronger together when we're observing things, learning things, and probably most importantly, sharing what we're learning with each other. So as a collective group, we're consistently always finding ways to improve and help each other every day and to get better. But again, that may seem too broad for all of us. How more specifically does this come together? How is it manifested? And I think for me, one of the best manifestations of our community is in our portal at community.acumatica.com. This is a central place where users can connect with each other, learn, and grow every day. Our online community brings Acumatica users together in a collaborative digital environment to help each of us learn and grow. And since we launched our community in 2022, it has grown tremendously. We now have over 16,000 users, and those users have contributed over 45,000 threads and answers. And in fact, in 2022, we had over 1.5 million logins to the community portal. It's been really impactful. But you may be asking, who are all these users in the community? Well, there's really 4 types of users. We have our customers, we have our partners, we have Acumatica employees, and then we have our prospects. Customers who use Acumatica Community Portal can post questions and get answers to those questions. They can also search for other answers to questions that other customers may have had. Everything in our community is organized by our product modules and is Google searchable, so it's easy to find exactly what you're looking for. We also have partners who help to support our customers using the portal. And what our partners can do is answer those questions those customers have, and they can also point them to knowledge base articles to make it easy for those customers to find exactly what they're looking for. And we have so many of our partner employees that can contribute into our Acumatica portal, community portal. One great community hero, Naveen Boga, is just a great example of the type of things that we see in our community portal. I spoke to him last week. He started in the Acumatica ecosystem in 2014, and he quickly became an expert. Since we started the portal, Naveen has contributed over 2,000 replies inside of our portal. It's just simply amazing. And when I spoke to him, I said, hey, what do you do? How do you do this? He says, well, I carve out time every day to get online and help Acumatica customers do what they need to do. But what I found most interesting, that even as an expert, every time he gets onto the portal, he says he learned something. There's something new in there, even for him. So I encourage everyone to take a look at it, take advantage of it, and you'll see the amazing quotes, some of these, very few, but amazing quotes that Naveen's gotten from the work he's doing helping our customers every day. Yeah. So another group that's really active on our portal are our Acumatica employees. Our employees engage the community to gather feedback on new product ideas and gain insight on issues users face. Our customers can enter those product ideas, and our employees will read and evaluate each and every one of them. In 2022, we had over 600 new product ideas entered into our portal. Over 8,000 votes were captured over those 600 product ideas. 200 of them made it into our product roadmap. So it is our customers. Yes, please. It's really amazing that it is our customers helping to drive the future of Acumatica. It's really powerful. The last group that we welcome, and I think we're unique in this, is Acumatica prospects. Those prospects can come, and we open the portal up to them, to other customers, to our partners, to our employees, to learn about what is it like to be part of Acumatica and make an informed decision. So it's really important for them to be able to understand firsthand before they make that decision, and we encourage all of them. So another great substantiation of our community is the summit, this event right here. I think for many of you that may this be your first summit, or if you've been here many times, you will agree that you get a unique and special vibe when you're walking the halls of the summit. You'll notice customers who probably talk to each other all year long in the halls, reconnecting and saying, hey, how are you doing? What's going on? You'll also see individuals who might have changed jobs and moved from one employer to another, take Acumatica with them, and then have a reunion with their former colleagues. It's all about customers, partners, and Acumatica employees talking about the challenges they're facing and how Acumatica can help solve those issues going forward. Now, our scale of our summit is huge. Over the next 2 days, we've got over 90 sessions that are supported by our employees. And in addition to that, we have over 100 partners engaging in those sessions and more than 15 customers as well. That's the power of the community coming together, learning, and growing. And then later on this week, we have 44 training sessions for over 500 people who are looking to sharpen their skills on Acumatica. Now, I know when I talk to customers, I'm really impressed about all the stories I hear about how Acumatica helps them with a complete business transformation. So I'm here now to help introduce our next customer here on stage, Avanti Health Solutions. Avanti Health Solutions is in the business of selling, managing, and servicing medical devices for hospitals and clinics. And what I know from their story is they have experienced an unbelievable business transformation by leveraging Acumatica. So I'm joined with our own Sarah Kirby. We've got Amy and Khan from Avanti and Paul from Kenzium. Sarah, over to you.
Thank you, Sanket. Wonderful. So Amy, tell us a little bit more about Avante Health Solutions.
Thank you. So Avante has more than 35 years of experience in healthcare. We are an industry-leading provider to hospitals, imaging centers, clinics, medical facilities, dental offices, and veterinary facilities across the United States and the world. As a comprehensive provider, we offer everything from capital equipment sales to technical support, and in ultrasound, diagnostic imaging, patient monitoring, and medical surgical. Our mission is to move healthcare forward as we provide value-based, quality-tested, and patient-ready medical equipment solutions to our customers so that they can focus on patient care.
Oh, absolutely. Patient care is extremely important to every one of us. So tell us, what were the business challenges that Avante had prior to selecting Acumatica?
So Avante is actually, we've come together over the last few years through a series of mergers and acquisitions. So each division of our organization was its own company. We were previously operating out of 8 or 9 different ERP systems. The way that we transact business across the organization varied. So this was, overall impacting our efficiency and effectiveness in how we service our customers. So we really needed a tool that was going to allow us to grow and become one Avante. Because if we can present ourselves as one Avante to our customers, then we are moving healthcare forward and we are improving patient care.
Well, and again, patient care is so critical and critical to the mission. Now, Khan, as Chief Technology Officer, I think we'd really like to understand, what is it like now that you're operating with Acumatica and with the help of Kenzium?
Sure, and thank you, Sarah. So Acumatica was the catalyst that helped us to reimagine our business services to better serve our customer. With introduction of this digital superstructure founded on Acumatica, we started our digital transformation journey with a single consolidated system of actions, not just insight. This allowed us to continue to operate separately among our many business units while presenting ourselves as one Avante with a holistic and unified view of our customer. This is very critical as we continue to grow our business, streamline our operation and processes, and in some cases, we were able to achieve over 50% efficiency gain. Now, with the experience and expertise of Kenzium, we are also partnered closely to take advantage of Acumatica's flexibility and ease of use so that we can tailor to the specific needs of our stakeholders, ultimately delivering what's critical to our overall success.
Wonderful. So really taking Avante's mission of unification and using the unified platform of Acumatica. Excellent. So Paul, share with us, how did Kenzium even approach such a challenging implementation?
Yeah, when we met Avante, they presented us with this really large, complicated business problem. And we came together immediately and said the only way this is going to be successful is for us to really collaborate and work together. Right. And right out of the gate, one of the great things is after the contract signed, immediately Avante started working to become subject matter experts in the Acumatica platform. And we did the same thing for the medical devices industry. And where that served us is when we came to problems are going to happen in these big, complicated projects. When we came to them, we were able to work together instead of in silos to solve and really address those problems. And that not only helped us, get to the go live, but as we've continued to move forward over the last several years in continuing to imagine new ways that Avante can grow and leverage the Acumatica environment to really push their business forward. And the great thing is that at the end of the day, the people who can really celebrate this is not just Avante, but it's you and it's me and it's everybody who is a patient at one of the clinics or the hospitals that Avante services.
Oh, what a fantastic example of true collaboration. Now, Khan, we have folks in the room here who have still not made a decision to move forward with Acumatica. Share with us that perspective.
Definitely. When introducing a new technology and reinventing an operational platform, it can be very intimidating, costly, and painful at times. However, with partners such as Acumatica and Kenzium shoulder to shoulder with us, We are what happens when you get to the other side of those challenges with a single digital solution that works. That brings three things to mind that I'd like to share. One, data quality is key. The cleaner, the better going in. Two, process harmonization, or in some case, re-engineering with the system capabilities in mind. And three, stakeholder engagement. Involve them early and often throughout the entire process. At the end, when technology meets human ingenuity, how daunting it can be, yet how worth it will be. So act now, make your plans. For us, Acumatica has provided a foundation to help Avanti move healthier forward.
I love it. Such an inspiring story. Let me now turn it back over to John.
Thank you, Sarah. And I want to ask Amy, Con, and Paul to come over here and join me for just a moment. Thank you for telling that story. I thought that was just terrific, as always. Every year, Acumatica picks a customer of the year. It's a customer that's fully using the Acumatica solution to create significant business value. It's a customer that contributes positively to our community. It's a customer that pushes us to be better. And I'm happy to announce this year's customer of the year is Avanti Health Solutions. Give them the trophy. Give it one look at the photo. Thank you. I'm going to finish off the celebrate part of what we're talking about with another description of another part of our community that we're building. One of the things we like to do at Acumatica is highlight strong partnerships that can build brand awareness, highlight organizations with similar principles. When you walk the halls of the Wynn this week, you'll see a lot of these organizations being displayed. And this year, we also decided to broaden our impact through targeted sponsorships. And we're really happy with how this turned out. Earlier in the year, we sponsored Peretta Autosport, which is the only women-owned, women-driven car in the IndyCar race series. Yeah, that was great. Next, we sponsored Joe Gibbs Racing and a driver named Denny Hamlin. His car is actually in the ISV marketplace. If you didn't see it last night, you can still go see it today. No, you can't drive it. It's the #1 question I get. But it's amazing, and there's lots of stuff around there with it. So go check that out in the marketplace if you haven't seen it. And that was also a great partnership for us. And I'm also going to announce to you right now another one we've just started. We're just announcing today, we've created a sponsorship with Jessica Korda of the LPGA Tour. She's a top 20 consistent golfer. She's won 6 times on the LPGA Tour. We think she's going to be a great brand ambassador for us, and we're excited about things we can do together with Jessica. That's right. And we're going to continue to explore these things, key partnerships, sponsorships. Again, all of it is about growing awareness of Acumatica in the community and broadening our impact. So let's move to the next section of what I promised you we would do. We did celebrate. We talked about customers and key partnerships. But now it's time to talk about Discover. This is about discovering more about the Acumatica solution, our platform, current best practices. I can think of no better person to lead that discussion than our co-founder, CTO, and minor ERP celebrity, Mike Shelkonogoff. Mike.
John, thank you for such an inspiring introduction from John, and welcome. Today I'm going to talk about the modern ERP. And ERP is a conservative market. But over the last 10 years, we can see a lot of changes. The product that were leading the industry 10 years ago quickly become a legacy, and the new modern ERP products are emerging. But what stands behind it? What distinguishes this modern ERP project, and why a legacy product or older product becomes a legacy? Well, I personally think there are 2 factors behind it, and one factor is obvious, it's a technology. Such kind of things as a modern user interface accessible through the browser, or ERP as a service becomes a must during a very early stage of the ERP selection process. But the other factor that is not less important, or in my opinion is even more important, is the change in user expectations. And what does it mean? Well, The users who do consume the ERP system are not the same users as 30 years ago. If 30 years ago it were primarily accountants, and then it becomes accountants and departmental managers, nowadays it's pretty much everyone. And when we say everyone, it's not just the company employees. It is customers, it is vendors, it is contractors, auditors, pretty much everyone who is involved into the business process. And that creates this notion of connecting ERP, where the ERP product needs to be designed to connect all these people to operate together. The second factor is the way the company provide and consume the services has changed. Nowadays, pretty much everything is integrated. And that means that, for example, when you do the goods delivery, you provide and you call the API to make the shipments. When you do the bank reconciliation or make your payment, you use the banking API to download the bank statements. Even when users logs into the system, they use an external service to authorize them. And this is amazing. And that creates this notion of the open ERP. The ERP not only need to provide and consume all this API, but also need to be designed to provide all the extension points, all the business flow to maintain and supply it, to maintain it. The system needs to provide a pre-built integration. And the third thing that has changed is basically the user expectations in what system delivers to them. They not only expect actual up-to-date information, they also expect the system to focus their attention on what goes wrong. They expect the system to be automated and do the job for them so they can focus on their work, not on looking the information in the system. And that creates this notion of and that creates this notion of automated ERP, where the system do the job for you. And when you combine all these three things together, you start to realize that it's not only about the technology. The application itself is need to be designed in a new way. And the modern ERPs are very, very different applications than the one that you had 10, 20 years ago. And that's where we are right now. Well, but what makes Acumatica unique? What distinguishes Acumatica on the ERP market? And one thing that you need to learn when you develop the ERP solution is, regardless how well you think about the features that you're going to implement and what your software is going to do, you will never match the customer fantasy. And there is a good reason behind it, because they know their business much better. But we have our way to address this challenge. And there are three things that we do. So first one is the focus. We really do not try to address everything, and we carefully choose the vertical industry editions that we are focused on, such as manufacturing, construction, distribution, and retail commerce. So that helps us. All industries are very tied together, and developing the feature for one of them benefit the other. And that helps us focus and deliver the better software. Number two is we really do not try to develop everything by ourselves. Instead, we're focusing on developing our development tools and platform to empower our partners, ISVs, and customers with the tools that help them to deliver the functionality that they need exactly where needed. And the third one is we're actually trying to empower our users by providing them tools that helps them to fine-tune the system for themselves. We call it a non-programming customization framework, and this is the tool that gives you ability to configure the dashboard, modify your reporting through the generic inquiries, modify your workflow, and do the automated notification and many other things. And this is what we're really working on, and today I'm going to demonstrate you how it works, what the engineering team is working on right now. Are you ready? Okay, let's try it. Those of you who've been here last year have seen my demo on the new user interface. And today I will continue doing that, and I will demonstrate the sales order screen, which is created completely with a new technology and have a new look and feel and so on. But today I'm not going to really talk about the look and feel and how usable and user-friendly it is, but instead I'm going to show you what this new technology can do for you. So you see I do have this screen, but I don't like these two fields here, VAT exempt and VAT taxable, because I do not deal with VAT. And probably I want to see something else on the screen. So let me do that, and let's see how quickly is that. So I will go to this new screen configuration, and I start to have this toolbox over here, where I can see my fields, and I can basically, okay, I don't need these two fields. And thank you. And actually, what I want to do, I want to see my total order paid on the screen here, so I can see what is the amount of the order has been paid. So I will take this one. And was it really easy? But you know, there is one more secret that we do have as a development team. We can read your minds. And we know exactly what will be the next question. So let me see if I'm right or wrong. Okay, you know where I'm going, right? And I will add this field to measure the level of your excitement from this feature. Okay, I'm coming back to my screen. Sorry, I didn't save my changes, so we cannot see them, but it's easy to repeat. So I will go back here. We'll make those one invisible. We'll add my total pay applies here. We'll go here. Let's say I don't want to see the external reference, and instead I want to see your excitement level. And now I'm going to save my changes over here. I'm going to apply my changes, preserving my personal configuration, and so was it great? Okay, so that's what technology is going to deliver to you. And with that one, I'm moving to our next session and inviting John and Ali on the stage. Thank you, guys.
Hard to compete with that, isn't it? Yeah. Look, Mike, you know, he teaches me so much every time we talk about these things, but it's just so interesting to learn about our product journey, where we've been, where we're going, and the things customers can do with our modern ERP solution. And I actually think now it's time to go to the next phase, which is imagine, right? And imagining where the modern platform can take us and the things that are going to happen to Acumatica with customers for the next few years. And with that, I'm going to bring our Chief Product Officer, Ali Jani, out to join me. So, Ali. How are you? So Ali, you know, Mike just shared with us kind of how legacy ERP can never really become a modern ERP. And I think now it's the time for us to talk about where we're going. So how would you describe sort of our vision for ERP for the next 5 years?
Oh my gosh, I knew you were going to ask that question. So yesterday, I know a lot of ChatGPT fans, right? So I went to ChatGPT and I said, hey, where's Acumatica going for the next 5 years?
And hopefully it didn't know. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Actually, it did pretty well. You know, it did say, you know, I can't predict the future. I'm a language model, but it's safe to say that they're going to be investing in integrated cloud technologies, and they're going to be meeting the demands of their customers. But that's kind of a generic answer, but we're going to try to improve that because I know ChatGPT is smart and it learns from everything I say today.
Yep.
And we'll see what it says next week. But we're in a period of change. I mean, Mike talked a lot about what happened in the last 10 years and how much cloud ERP has changed the world and how much the world has changed. You talked about the economic headwinds that we're facing. It's forcing people to rethink their businesses, and we're all transforming. Whether we like it or not, we have to transform. McKinsey did a research paper that they talked about how in the next 10 years, we're going to see as much change as the previous 50. Well, ERP is a little bit slower than that, but I still think we're going to certainly see a lot of change in front of us. And that rapid change makes us change the way we do business, new modes that we operate. We have to service our customers differently. So really for us, when we look at the next 5 years, we got to make sure we're adding functionality and features, similar to what you just saw from Mike, that gives you agility, that lets you change the software to adapt to you and not the other way around. And can we give you the scalability that you need as you grow? But most importantly, can we stay modern? Instead of you having to switch softwares every 5 years, 10 years, and especially things that are going faster, can we future-proof your business so that you can stay current and rely on us on the technology?
That's great. So what are some examples you're talking about of how businesses really are transforming and what we need to do to stay up with that?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of great examples. Just in the last couple of years, we've seen the complete revamping of the distribution and manufacturing industries. I mean, they're being forced by markets and their customers to be more agile, to deliver goods to their customers faster. Instead of having to go through other wholesalers and retailers, now they're going to what we call direct to consumer. And as they embark on these new journeys and they go on to want to add direct to consumer services, they have to worry about things like compliance and security and safety and how do we protect the customer's data. And with a solution like Acumatica, they can stay on that journey very easily. But what's key is, does the ERP solution not just provide you the solutions, but does it let your employees imagine and help you through that transformation?
I love that. And when you say empower employees, can you make that a little more concrete? Can you elaborate on that for us?
Yeah, sure. So empowering employees, traditional ERP is about driving productivity and efficiency. With Acumatica, when we say empower employees, it allows them to contribute to the transformation. You can't be limited anymore to just a few people in the IT group that all do all the innovation. So as you embark on that, you have to enable people to do that. And one great example, when I visit customers all the time with my product management team, they're so eager to show us what they've done with Acumatica. They take the plain Acumatica and they start adding dashboards and business events and KPIs. But one really good example they all love is what we call our side panels. And side panels are, you can be on any screen and any simple user can go in and say, you know what, on this screen that I'm looking at, maybe it's the invoice screen. And on the invoice screen, they can add a side panel and they can put what relevant information they want to see for themselves. Maybe they want to know the customer's purchase history. Maybe they want to know profitability, and so on and so on. So side panels is a really good example of, it allows people to imagine and add what they want without having to go through bottlenecks.
And what can people expect from things like side panels as they evolve in the future?
Oh, side panels is a great example of how we innovate with our customers. Sanket talked a lot about how we look at the community posts and people are voting on features. In fact, this is one of the great features that people are voting on is they want us to take the side panels to the next level. They want us to make them even smarter and easier to configure. But a great one that I saw a couple of weeks ago that came by and say, hey, Ali, when we are on this invoice screen, wouldn't it be great if the side panels could also react to things as we move from line item to line item so that we can see maybe, is this item that the person's asking for, is it coming soon? Where is it at currently? And so on. So they can continue to dream and add these things soon. And we'll be doing a lot of these things. Over the next 5 years, it's going to be filled with capabilities like improving and that improve and empower users.
So you hinted at it, but can you share a little more about how we make specific decisions and prioritizations on our roadmap?
Yeah, so as the rally cry says, we're here to innovate together. And the community is one great way, right? We collect a lot of feedback. And one of the things we look for is what I call pervasiveness, right? How often are people asking for a particular feature? And then the other piece that really goes into the puzzle is what I call ROI analysis. But for pervasiveness, it can't just be the community sites, right? We have a team of over 20 product managers and lots of business analysts that are constantly visiting customers, just like you visited some. And we have customer advisory boards, we have focus groups. When we see a feature that people really vote on, we invite them to come to the focus group to give us feedback on the design of the feature that we're thinking, and then we try to put them in place. And I'll talk about what we call experimental features in the future. So we take that pervasiveness, we look at ROI analysis, not just from our point of view, is it going to make us more money? No, it's not about that. It's more about doing ROI analysis from the customer's lens.
Sure.
What impact is going to have on their business? And it's not always about more revenue. It could be things like, are they going to be more efficient? Are they going to be better at risk averse and with security and so on? So as long as these things come together and the ROI analysis show us really positive numbers, the ones that go to the top that matches our themes, usability, future-proofness, and those things, then those are the ones that we select and we put in the product.
Love it. Thank you. And sort of last thing we'll talk about, because we're a modern cloud ERP, what advantages does that really give us, and what does it mean for our customers?
Yeah, I mean, cloud ERP has been a game changer, right? So we were purpose-built for the cloud, and it has so many implications, not just to us, but for the customers. For us, we get to see all that aggregate data. Like you talked a lot about like how much volume, sheer volume goes through us. So we use ML and AI technologies. We look at, feature adoption, what people are clicking at, what stops them from using a particular feature and going to the next feature. So we get to learn a lot about user behaviors and, what they think and what their sentiment is on particular features and functions that are looking at. But beyond that, obviously it has things like supportability. We have access to your data so we can help you in case you have challenges without having to ask you to, can you send us your data or give us access to your site? So it certainly helps us be a lot closer to our customers. But most importantly, it's all about acceleration of engineering. How quickly can our customers benefit from the features that we deliver? Right? We are at it twice a year. We're releasing new features and capabilities every 6 months.
Right.
And the cloud is what allows us to do this and allows you to stay current. We introduced our Always Current program, which allows people to minimize costs. We still give them sandboxes so they can check and make sure things that are working. And if they want to only upgrade once a year, we even allow them to do that. But the good thing is, technology debt is behind them. They don't have to worry that software is going to get outdated and we're going to be stuck on some old version that we can't move. So ultimately, the cloud is going to help us partner with you so that we can manage and partner with you in growing your business instead of you having to manage your own business, your software.
Ali, thank you so much. I think we've learned a lot from you today.
All right.
Really appreciate it.
And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
So I think, it's interesting to hear both Mike's demo and speech and also what Ali said. You can just sort of see all the places this technology is taking us. But I also think it's important for us to focus on impact and the impact we can have as Acumatica, as a community, on the people around us. And I want to introduce you to a customer that's really having an impact. And I'm going to ask for some audience participation on this one, so listen for me. How many of you know someone that has received an organ transplant? A few folks. More than I would have guessed. How many folks are signed up as an organ donor? That's about right. About 60% of voters and drivers in the US are signed up as organ donors. But have you ever thought about what it takes to manage an organization that does that work, that matches donors and recipients, that thinks about logistics and time criticality? I mean, this must be no margin for error, a very difficult but yet very rewarding organization. And our Jessica Utrinka from Acumatica is on stage with a customer that does that right now. So I'll let you learn more about LifeSource. Thanks, Jessica.
Thank you, John. Wow. The number of hands that were raised in this room really paints a picture as how many people are affected by organ donations today. With me here is Kelly and Matt from LifeSource and Lori from LifeCo. Thank you for joining. So Kelly, LifeSource is in the line of work of organ donations. Can you please tell us a little bit more about what that actually entails?
Yes, thank you so much, Jessica. So right now there are over 100,000 men, women, and children waiting for a life-saving transplant. Those hands in the audience, those are our friends, our families, and our colleagues. Where we work, Minnesota, North Dakota, and South Dakota, we have 3,000 people waiting for a transplant. In our line of work, we work with grieving families through the donation process. We then subsequently go on to surgically recover those organs and then transport those organs to waiting recipients. What we do, it's so inspiring and it is life-changing. As you can imagine, those processes and systems have to be seamless. And so we were really looking for a cloud solution that could continue to make sure we could save lives.
Thank you, Kelly. Matt, what were some of the challenges that LifeSource was facing that made them want to look for a new system?
Yeah, thank you. The previous accounting system that we had many pain points. We were not able to access it remotely. The reporting capabilities were very limited, and the reports that we did have were not formatted very well. The user interface was also not very friendly. We needed a solution that would provide a great overall experience for our team.
Those are a lot of complexities. So once LifeSource went live with Acumatica, what were some of the benefits and how did Blytheco support you in that partnership?
Yeah, Acumatica has saved us so much valuable time. The ability to access it on the cloud has been a huge game changer for us. The layout within Acumatica makes it easier to find discrepancies and reconcile. This has made a significant impact on the timeliness and accuracy of our month-end close. Blytheco has been an invaluable partner to us. They really took the time to understand our work, and they helped guide us through the selection process, making sure all of our needs were met.
Thank you, Matt. And Lori, what was it like to work with LifeSource from sale until implementation?
It was amazing working with such a fantastic organization. Blytheco has been partnering with LifeSource for 20 years. 5 years ago, I had the opportunity to come on site to their Minneapolis campus. I entered through the donor gardens, a beautiful refuge where donor families can come and reflect and remember. I walked through the lobby, and I had signs and photos of countless donors who gave that final generous gift. I met with the team and listened to their hopes and dreams for a new ERP and their pains, as Matt shared, and we championed the search for an ERP. As we evaluated options, it became clear that Acumatica was the right choice for LifeSource. We began our implementation journey with deep collaboration and respect for the process, knowing what was at stake, and the team worked hard to gain all the value that we could from Acumatica's powerful platform. The result, a complete transformation of LifeSource's back office, efficiency, automation, visibility. Blytheco and Acumatica are so humbled to support Kelly, Matt, and the entire LifeSource team in their important work of organ, eye, and tissue donation. Thank you guys so much.
Wow, thank you, Lori, for sharing. That's an amazing story. And Kelly, lastly, what would you tell businesses considering Acumatica or other ERPs today?
Yeah, thanks so much, Jessica. I think the solution, the best part about it was there were no tears during implementation. So if that doesn't tell you that Acumatica is amazing and Blytheco is a great partner, I don't know what does. The other piece, the affordability, and I know that Acumatica will continue to innovate so that we can focus on what we do best, which is saving lives.
Thank you, Kelly. Kelly, Matt, Lori, thank you so much for joining us here today. Thank you for sharing your story and for all your hard work. It is really inspiring. Now, John, back to you.
Thank you, Jessica. And similar to before, I'm going to ask Kelly, Matt, and Lori to come join me over here. You know, I think the story that you hear from this, we're so honored at Acumatica to be able to participate and support organizations like LifeSource. Every year, we also pick an impact customer of the year here at Acumatica. It's based on how the organization is using Acumatica can make a real difference in their community. And I'm happy to announce that this year, our impact customer of the year is LifeSource. One of you holds it. We're going to look at this guy with the photo. Congratulations and thank you for joining with us today. Appreciate it. All right, so that's one kind of impact, and a really powerful one. We'll talk a little bit more about impact and the kind of common values that bind us. The United Nations has this blueprint for the future that they call Sustainable Development Goals, and they're asking organizations to focus on some of them and see where they can make a difference. And we focus on 3 of those here at Acumatica. And the first, diversity inclusion. It's a real source of strength, I think, for the Acumatica community. We have a super successful Women in Technology luncheon every year. It's fully subscribed this year. 400 people have signed up. Based on that feedback, we've added a networking event in the evening. We also have added a portal to our website all focused on mentorship, inclusion, things like that. We even have a diversity and inclusion session breakout tomorrow, and I would expect this to keep expanding, and I hope you can participate in some of those things. The second one for us is sustainability. Obviously, an event like the summit could conceivably have a large sort of sustainability footprint. And we partner with the Win here. They're actually a great partner for us on this, both to manage the event as carefully as possible. We also buy offsets for all of you to travel here for the summit, which is a big deal. There's an organization called Meet Green that rates these kinds of things, and every year they rate our summit as a sustainability leader, and we're very, very proud of that. It's not just that. We manage our entire footprint as well, well beyond the summit. And all of this is part of a broader initiative we call Acumatica Cares. It's linked on our homepage, and I encourage you to go read it and understand it. And again, understand more about our shared values. We're very pleased with this. So let's recap. This morning, we did what we said, right? We celebrated the community, some great customer achievements, some great stories. We discovered new things about the product and innovations, and customer stories kind of made that real. And we imagined where the technology is going to take us and the impact we can make in a variety of ways. We really only shared a few things with you here today, obviously. There's so many more breakout sessions to go to. Tomorrow's day 2 keynote is going to be a full, rich session on the product and what we're releasing, and I really encourage you to take advantage of those things. But I want to close today by bringing out the entire Acumatica leadership team. So they're going to join me here on stage. Please come out. So we're so glad you came here to join us. This is your summit. We are here to make sure you get the most out of your time here. I really encourage you to do everything you can while you're here. Experience the marketplace, visit the Customer Experience Center, go to the sessions, ask questions, talk to experts, celebrate with us tonight and tomorrow afternoon. This team, we're here for you, right? We'll be in all those places. We're going to be walking the halls. We'll be in all those sessions and all those forums. Stop us. Talk to us. Give us your feedback. Tell us what you're working on. Ask us questions. That's why we're here. We're here for you. We want to hear from you to listen and learn, and we want you to talk to each other and listen and learn. After all, we are here to build the future of business together. Thank you so much, and have a great summit.